You folks right now are looking at the northern eastern blockhouse of old Fort Harrod, built in 1775 by about 75 men. Came out here down the Ohio River with James Harrod. Took them about 90 days to build the fort. They took actually a bit of a break. The married guys went home, got their families. The single guys kind of stuck around and babysitted the fort while the married guys were gone. Married guys came back very shortly afterward with their families. At that time, they built the picket walls like you'll see around the fort, and called it a fort. Fort Harrod was the largest of all the forts in Kentucky at that early time. Up until 1777, there were only 3 forts in Kentucky. Logan Station, which was down by Stanford, they only had 13 guys. Called it 13 guns or 13 gunmen, 13 fellows. You go over on Kentucky River, Boonesboro, they only had 23 guys. You come over on Salt River to Fort Harrod, they had 82 fellows. Very, very large fort. They were like the 800-pound gorilla of the Kentucky frontier. Withstood quite a few sieges, but rather early on, the Indians learned that laying siege to Fort Harrod was a bad idea. They could lay siege to Little Logan Station, although they never could breach it, and they could lay siege to Boonesboro, and they never breached Boonesboro either. But they never got chewed up and spit out either. They tried Fort Harrod in 1776. They actually brought 700 warriors to Fort Harrod in 1777, the year of the Bloody Sevens. Made a camp 400 yards that way, and sealed us up so quick and tight we didn't even know they were there. They laid siege to us 2 times, and were roundly defeated twice, and learned that laying siege to Fort Harrod was not a good idea. From that point on, they started making little tiny camps all around the fort. 3 guys, 4 guys, 6 guys, 10 guys, and they would wait just like a bully in a schoolyard. They'd wait for us to come out. No Kroger's, no Walmart. If you wanted to eat back in that time, you had to pick your rifle up and go out that front gate and kill something. And a lot of fellows from Fort Harrod went out that front gate and you never saw them again. Same way with ladies. Ladies in a forted up situation like this were rather responsible for the livestock. And a lot of gals went out to get their favorite milk cow and never came back in the fort again. It was a rather rough existence. But we persevered here in the Fort Harrod area, and the town of Fort Harrod sprang up, and little substations came into being. At that time, McAfee Station about 5 miles to the north, Wilson Station about that far south. A number of stations sprang up, and little bit by little bit, this area actually became the nerve center of the colonial Southwest. And over a span of about 20 years, and a lot of Indian fights, a lot of death on both sides, Fort Harrod and Kentucky finally managed to become the area and the region that you kids are all familiar with in this day and age. And we owe it to the people who came out to Kentucky from that early time.